It's Monday, July 22nd, and I'm your host, Paula Hersey. On today's show, we celebrate the Adult Community Center on its 20th anniversary and share stories of wisdom from our intergenerational storytelling project. Now for a look at municipal and legislative notes. Do you have questions about the town of Barnstable, how they're addressing the myriad of challenges related to water quality? Emerging contaminants of concern, cyanobacteria, beach and shellfish safety, and the wastewater management efforts? All now online at www.townofbarnstable.us. Barnstable Water Resources, water quality distilled. All you need to know at your fingertips. The Water Resource Advisory section has sewer phasing documents and wastewater management presentations, beach water quality results, and important information on cyanobacteria. You will find updates on the Cape and Islands Water Protection Fund and water quality resource management efforts in Barnstable. Channel 18 has prepared a YouTube playlist of segments on water quality resource efforts in the town of Barnstable with deep dives with town officials and educational topics like PFAS and stormwater. The 20th anniversary of Barnstable Senior Center brought a new name change, the Barnstable Adult Community Center, where residents can thrive together.
And on the count of three, let's reveal our new logo.
Thank you. Congratulations, 20 years. That's amazing. I was actually here when we were at the old senior center, and now it's the Adult Community Center. It's wonderful to be here to share this with you. Certainly, you all are such an important part of our community. I'm privileged to be your town manager. We work in a wonderful community with people like Madeline and Lynn Poyant and the entire staff here and all of you who participate and volunteer. Certainly there was no question 20 years ago when we moved forward with the project that this place would get used. I think we need more at this point. Looking at this room and spending time in my current role here, I know that we're looking to expand programming, we're looking to expand activities, we're looking to engage all of you in our community at every level and with every opportunity. So thank you so much. Enjoy. I'm here to plan for the next 20 years. Hopefully you'll all be here, and let's figure out what's next. Let's figure out what we'll be celebrating 20 years from now. Thank you.
I'm Amanda Bernardo from the Executive Office of Elder Affairs, and I just am so excited to be here today to congratulate you on the 20th anniversary, the age-friendly designation, the village, and the new van. I think all of these things are just so exciting. So on behalf of the Executive Office, we wanted to wish you a happy 20th. And we're so excited that we're here also today to help you celebrate making Barnstable a great place to grow up and grow older together. Massachusetts itself is also embarking on an age-friendly journey, and we are standing on the shoulders of cities and towns just like Barnstable in doing so. So I just wanted to thank you and congratulate you. This is just such an energized room full of so much energy and experience and contributions that really make this community whole. And I look forward to kind of bringing this back to the state, to bringing this up to other communities that sort of need some examples to show them what a great place and what age-friendly really looks like.
Good afternoon, Antron Watson, ARP Massachusetts. I love the energy in the room today. As Madeline said, it's about thriving the community. So the logo really defines what age-friendly means. From the cradle beyond retirement. How can we make sure our communities are great for people of all ages? So with that, you all are, I believe, the 58th community here in Massachusetts and around 388 across the country. Welcome to the network of age-friendly communities.
An exciting opportunity for us. It's an exciting day, unveiling a new name. Obviously, the Barnstable Adult Community Center will replicate programs very similar to the Hyannis Youth Community Center. And we found that this to be a successful way to look at it because our age group and our youth group are not one and the same. They come in all sizes, all shapes. We need to look at the programs from every aspect. The town council is very thorough when it comes to talking to Madeline and her budget. We're excited about the programs. We held strongly on some ideas about adult supervision and different class points that are important to all of us in this community. And I don't think the council's ever backed down on that. I've been fortunate enough to serve on the council for several years, on and off, and I was here, I believe, when we all started this program, and I have great discussions about finishing the basement. So that was just one of the many issues that came forward. I never miss the Christmas party because there's a craft group of knitters, and I'm sure some of them are here, that I sit with, and they're very kind to me. They're very kind to me every year. So it's a great program. We're very fortunate to have it. We're certainly that type of a demographic community, and we're grateful for everyone's recognition. But the council is 100% behind us here. So thank you very much.
It's just wonderful. And to really see Barnstable taking the lead in imagining how do we really meet the needs of older adults, and how do we have connection, and which is very much the definition of community, right? So many of us are, throughout the lifespan, can be isolated, cannot have that connection, and when a community is at its best, it's when it's facilitating that, making that happen. We rely on this facility too. We come here for meetings of the Hunger Network. We'll often use this space for office hours, so you're very much providing a space and community. And so it's just wonderful to be here with all of you. I love the new logo. It's a wonderful, fabulous, gorgeous day. That ukulele band was pretty cool.
Mike Jackman from Carter's from Keating's office. Just briefly want to say, one reason I always love coming to the Barnstable Adult Community Center now, it's not just for the free hot dog or the free sunglasses, although those are cool. So I always feel like everyone's welcome here. You really are inclusive. People from all walks of life are welcome here at the center. And the new rebranding reflects that even more fully. All adults are welcome here, and the whole community is welcome here. So I commend everyone, all the volunteers and the board, and Maddie and her staff for making sure that everyone feels welcome here. And it's evidenced by how many people we have here today. So congratulations, and everyone have a great summer. Thank you.
So we did a lot of wordsmithing and brainstorming, and we came up with the concept of thrive. Because the work that we do here and the impact that it has is helping people thrive. Whether you take an exercise class, or you need a ride to the doctor's office, or you want to learn a new language, whatever it is that you need, it's helping you to thrive. And by helping individuals in our community to thrive, we as a community, as the town of Barnstable, are thriving.
What happens when curious high school students start asking their elders about their lives, past and present? An intergenerational storytelling event that is filled with insight, advice, and memories to last a lifetime.
But there's no such person who knows a lot. There's no such person. We all learn, we continually learn every day. No matter how old you are, you learn something new. You meet younger people like yourself, you learn from them too. It's a strange thing. It's not because of age. Age helps, but you constantly learn. There's no such person who knows a lot.
The music that I go for is jazz, smooth jazz, a little bit of rock and roll, but music is the happiest time in life. Even if it's classical, is music. And it makes me so, so happy. I'm going to cry in a minute. I don't want to. But that's my happiness.
I traveled a great deal after I met my last partner, and he was on the World War II bombers, the B-17 and the B-24, that travel around the country and are still traveling around the country. They come into Hyannis every year, about September. And so for the years before he left the planes, I would go out because I worked and could have a 3 or 4 week vacation, which was perfect because I could go out, pick up the planes wherever they were, and then travel with them, and then leave from wherever, a month later or 3 weeks later when I was coming back.
Can I show you that? There's a picture telling you all the battles I was in.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. So you got inducted to the military on June 8th, 1943.
Yeah.
In Boston.
Yeah.
And in active service on June 22nd.
And these are the battles. Did you see the battles I was in?
Normandy, northern France.
Northern France.
Rhineland.
Rhineland.
Ardennes.
Yeah.
Central Europe.
Central. Yeah.
Yeah. Good conduct medal, victory medal. Wow.
I graduated from Watertown High School in 1943.
Yeah.
And I went to my place to stay, the military guys. And I went there with my mother, and I told my mother, if you want to come, I don't want you to cry. And she held my hand, and I got on a streetcar, went down to Harvard Square, then to Mass Ave, and I went to the place where they discharged me.
Oh.
But that's where I started, as we went to Camp Devens, Fort Devens, to be put into the service. They gave us our uniforms, they gave us all the needles that we needed. First time I was getting needles, I never thought I was getting needles, and I scared the hell of the needles.
This was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was on my bunk and just laying there listening to the radio. This is before even TV was popular, and this guy on the radio says, and now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start a new program. We want all the young single men in Radio Land to call me, and they will instantly be put right on radio. And what I want them to do is to tell me the kind of young lady they are seeking. And I want all the young single women to call me and let me know what kind of guy that they're looking for, and everybody will hear them on radio. So, as I recall, it went sort of like the first guy that called, and everybody in Radio Land could hear him, was, well, I'm looking for a young lady that's interested in walking the beach. And the second call was from a guy. He was interested in women that enjoyed reading in the library. And the third one, and I got on the horn talking to Radio Land and told everybody that I was interested in somebody that was plump. And it wasn't 2 minutes, it wasn't more than 2 minutes later, and my future wife called me. And the rest of the story is history.
Well, the Boston schools were very, very good schools. I mean, we learned why. I didn't realize how well they were until I moved out to the world, further out. Yeah, downtown Boston. Oh, one thing I have to make sure that I say, it was very diverse. That's one of the wonderful things that I found out when I moved on to California, because I was able to interact with anybody, because we had all nationalities, downtown, South End, Boston, Massachusetts, for 31 years.
And where did you go to college after that? Or did you go to college at all?
Yes, I went to Ohio State. I had been salivating over Harvard catalogs and things of that sort, but this was the Depression period, and my parents were thrifty Scots people, and they could have afforded maybe to send me someplace, but the senior scholarships tests were taken. All high school seniors took scholarship tests, and I ranked high enough in the state that they gave me a free scholarship to Ohio State. So as soon as that happened, that nixed the Harvard deal. But
I did my best to teach them and to tell them you have to study. Come over. You don't understand it? Sit down. I explained to you as much as I could. But when he found out that the education is good, when he came back from the war in Iraq, he was a Marine. He came back and he said, Daddy, I want to go to university. Good thing. I said, go. He needs some money here, help me. But I am glad that they recognize, and I am glad to hear that they keep saying, Daddy, you were the best daddy in the world. I am glad to hear that. That's something that my kids recognize the effort that I did so they can have a good education.
I was born with the art and the gift of drawing anything I look at, so the only thing is that I do it my own way. And maybe if I had gone to art school, they would have shown me other ways of doing things, you know. So, no, but I made sure my two went to college.
What made my life going into the future was getting drafted in the Army, and of course, that basically, you know, stabilized me when I come out. And like I said, I went to electronic school and get into the electronic field, and then from there, you know, working in the field. That's when I went to Northeastern and furthered my education and, you know, stayed in that field.
I was under several of the ladies there who did the testing of people who were sick or otherwise, and then went over to the state lab, did a 6-week tour of duty over there, testing for all the blood that had to be tested in order for people to get married. You had to have the test, and there are other tests going on too. And then back to Fulton Hospital and finishing up with more testing of blood, testing of the heart. We had that test. We had all kinds of finger pricks, and a little bit of everything at that place. And then I finished there, and that was, I was engaged already, so my husband said, time to get married. So I got married, and he said, you're not to work, you were to stay home and have children, which I did, 3 children.
There was no family life, and I wanted a family, so I left baseball altogether, never looked back, and I entered Holy Cross College in Worcester, and I was the oldest of my class. I graduated when I was 27 years old, And then I went into the insurance business, and I went into the building business, and then I became a mortgage broker.
Wow.
And I did very well on all of them. And here I am, 94 years old, born June 26, 1924, in St. Elizabeth's Hospital.
Well, I was the first girl to have a paper route in Worcester. My brother and his friend were going to St. John's, and so I took over both their routes. It was 250 people, and it was all 3 deckers in Worcester, and I couldn't throw the papers up to the 3rd floor, so I used to run up every day, every day.
My doodles, I have, they're symbolic, you know, after doing a lot of study, going to the library and psychology and psychiatry. It's just been an interesting journey all these many years, looking it up and church, the diversity in my artwork, it goes along with all my different classworks and, you know, searching. It's been a beautiful journey, not being 92, you know, it's other years.
I went into documents. I have a great history in America, or great liking for American history, particularly the presidents. And so I decided one day, geez, wouldn't it be neat to have something written by one of these guys, you know?
Yeah.
There, you knew that he had his hand, old Thomas Jefferson had his hand right on that. So I started buying presidential documents, and when I ended up with all the presidents, and I had another set, and then well along on a third with some of the easy ones like Calvin Coolidge and so forth, and decided to go into the business. So then I was in the business for about 20 years here. I'm just tapering off now. I sold them all over the world. I used to run ads in Autograph magazine, 3-page ads. And somebody, if you can imagine this, would call from Stockholm, Sweden, and want to know if I have James Buchanan. I'll figure that one out.
Well, when you get to be 85, you have to, you know, you relax a bit, you know? You're not going to, well, you know, I guess it's up to you. But a guy who drove me home from the church I sang at last Saturday, he surprised me. I said, you must be, I must be older than you by far. Says he, I'm 90. I only took him to be 80. I honestly thought he was younger than me. Says, you beat me? I don't, you look great. And he driving me, you know, saying no medical condition. I say, I'm fine. Well, so I'll be a son of a gun.
I got one of the rocks in the other room, and I didn't know what to put on it. So I wrote, enjoy every moment. And I think that's good advice. Even the bad ones, you're learning something every time, every moment. And take that. That's going to help you grow into who you are.
I just enjoy being able to enjoy life as it's coming to me now. Yes, there's going to be sickness, there's going to be death, but hey, that's the way the world works. You got to say while you're in it, and what I tell you, love and happiness and joy. It's all you need in life.
Up next, things to do, places to go, and people to meet. Join the Red Cross and Sturgis Library for the Pillow Project, disaster preparedness for kids on Wednesday, July 31st, 2019 at 3 p.m. All attendees receive a cloth pillowcase in which to build a personal preparedness kit along with a valuable workbook filled with variety of preparedness and safety resources. This program consists of a 40-minute interactive presentation followed by 20 minutes for participation to decorate cloth pillowcases provided with fabric markers. The American Red Cross, in partnership with Disney, have presented this free educational program to over 1 million children nationwide. Registration is required. Call 508-362-6636. Up next, the meeting schedule for boards, commissions, and committees. Comments, suggestions, accolades. Connect with us on Facebook, email us, or send us an old-fashioned note by carrier pigeon. Channel 18 works. For you. I'm Paula Hersey, and thank you for watching Barnstable Today.